Hey guys, today's video is going to be an advice video. I really have a passion for these videos and I really like to kind of just like share advice and talk heart to heart like I would with my friends to you guys, because that's what I want this channel to be all about. I want to be able to do like fun videos, but then I also want to be able to connect with you guys and just talk to you and be able to help you in life, because if I have this platform I want to be able to do good on it. So I asked you guys to ask me some questions that you just are struggling with or just want advice on, and so I sat down, picked some out, and just went through and thought up some answers for these and tried to come up with some of the best advice that I could for you guys. So I chose some of the questions that were most frequently asked, and we have a lot about like God in here and your faith, and then boys, and then friend drama, and all that types of stuff. So I'm really excited about this. Let me know if you'd like to see more of these types of videos. I would surely do a lot more, so without further ado, let's get into these questions. The first thing that a lot of people wanted advice on was focusing on God over guys. I think the most important thing is to give it up to God and tell Him, even though He knows all of your thoughts already. I think the most crucial part of this is just being honest with yourself and telling God, I am distracted and boys are like taking over my thought life and I want to be more focused on you. Pray to God, ask Him that you want your desires and thoughts to be solely on Him, even though you know that there's going to be times when you think about boys or girls. That's what happens. Boys are nice, boys are cute, but God is obviously a lot more important. And I think the first step in this is wanting to have that relationship with God, and you're already there if you're asking this question and you want your focus to be on God. That's good, like you're already getting there. Another piece of advice that I have is to talk to friends about it, because we all go through the same things. We know exactly how you feel, and I do this all the time with my friends. I think another cool thing to do is maybe do Bible studies together, and you can just learn about God together with your friends, and it's a lot easier to learn about God when you have somebody that can like talk about it with you. We all know how that is a lot easier. Another thing is you need to get the thought out of your head and the lie that I need a boyfriend, because you don't. And once you get that out of your head, it is so refreshing to be able to have your thoughts focused on God. And with that, and when the thought in your head is, oh, I need a boyfriend, then those thoughts in your head that are constantly there, like, does he like me? Is he looking at me? And these are all really selfish questions that are not from God, and it's just caused a lot of insecurity when you're constantly feeling that you need to have a boyfriend when you don't. All those selfish thoughts will soon diminish if you give it up to God, and just slowly over time those will definitely fade. And to sum it all up, make sure you make Christ your first love, because He first loved you, and I think a relationship with God is like the best and most beautiful love story out there. And as humans, we all desire love, but God has that for us. The next question for advice is, how do you maturely deal with people that are talking behind your back and judging you without really knowing you? I want to learn to be kind to these people, but it is extremely challenging. I think the best thing to do is kill them with kindness. Be the most kind and loving person that you can be. When they see that you're not going to feed into their drama and get into the negativity and cry and whine about it, I think all of their negative accusations and thoughts about you will soon subside, and they're just going to be like, okay, she's nice, like, what are we doing? They're not getting anything out of it except they look just rude and terrible, which they are, and you're being a person of love and kindness. So when you're being kind to them, even though it is so difficult, just keep pushing through it. Try as hard as you can. Their thoughts and opinions about you will indeed change, because it has to. If they have these negative things to say about you, but you're being kind, like, what are they going to say anymore? If this is their chance to get to know you and make a judgment about you, make sure you do it in a way that will impact them in a positive way. Next question is, how do you let a boy down easy? So it is super hard to be the rejecter, sometimes a lot harder than being the rejected, just because you don't want to be the bad guy. That is terrible, it sucks, it makes you feel so sad and guilty. But honesty is key in any type of relationship, whether that be a friendship, relationship, any type of relationship in this world. Honesty is so essential. So I think the guy that is interested in you will be more appreciative if you're honest with him instead of leading him on and giving him mixed signals. I think he's just going to want you to be upfront, because nobody likes being led on. This is kind of what I do. I like to give subtle hints that I'm not interested in the person, and then I hope, like, okay, my body language, the way I'm talking to them, will just kind of show it's more of just a friendship thing and I'm not interested in any way at all. And guys are kind of dumb, so if they don't get the hint, which they, like, maybe probably won't, I think then would be a time to be 100% upfront and honest with them. Another thing is that when you tell somebody that you're not interested, a lot of times there's going to be reasons why you're not, and it's going to be negative reasons, like things that you don't like about them. Don't tell them that, because that's going to be hurtful, and that's not making you a better person at all. Just leave it at, like, you're flattered that they think that about you, but you just can't feel the same way, or do the classic friend zone and say, I think we're just best as friends. Just leave it at that, and if there's anything negative about them, don't bring that in the conversation because that's not going to help either one of you. Last question is, how do you keep a friendship from drifting apart? People are constantly changing, and friendships are just sometimes a phase of your life that is there and then it's gone. And that is perfectly okay. It's sad, but you can look back at the memories and smile, and there's going to be different friendships throughout your whole entire lifetime. You have a lot of life and a lot of friendships to live out. But if you really do value this friendship and want to do everything that you possibly can to keep it from drifting apart, I do have a little bit of advice in that area. So a lot of the times why friendships fade is just because, like I already said, people are changing, and I think what you can do is try to adapt to the change and just kind of go with the flow of it. So if somebody's at like a different stage of life than you, then just kind of try to understand that and adapt to that. I think it's important to always reach out and keep in touch with your friends. Not over the top, but just let them know that you're there and you care about them. I'm the type of person, and I'm sure many are as well, that notice and pay attention to the friends that ask me how I'm doing or try to reach out to me first. Even though that should be something that's equal in their friendship, it just is comforting when you know that the other person really does care and really values your friendship. So definitely try to make an effort to be there for your friend. And I think that's all the best you can really do, and if it does fade, there's going to be other people out there, and it's unfortunate, but I think that's just what happens with time. So that is all for this advice video. I realized I was like a little bit out of focus this whole video, like I was like back further, and it's really annoying, but I hope you guys didn't notice too bad and it wasn't that bad. But yeah, I really enjoyed doing this video. I hope you guys liked it as well, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye! My voice. Why?